GMC valve cover gasket. This is a known problem on these GMCs where the passenger side valve cover leaks all the time. The driver side it is not as frequent, it's very rare, but it's always the passenger side that's leaking. So I've already kind of gotten into it, and I have a tendency of always starting videos later on than I should have. But basically you got an oil dipstick tube here, take that oil dipstick out. You've got your, you got these bolts right here. Okay, these are stud bolts. They go on top of this piece right here, okay? And what this is for your spark plugs. So it's basically your distribution power supply to your coils. There's a clip on that white piece right here. You disconnect that. There's a blue tab, pull that out, and then you disconnect that completely. And then you would take off the 5 bolts that are holding it on. And once you've done that, then that's an 8 mil, by the way. And then you would take the next 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts out. When you take that out, take off the breather tube right here, and that's basically all that you have that's holding that place in. And then you just gently remove it off. When you lift it up by the filler neck, be very careful you don't break that filler neck because it's plastic and they're brittle and they're weak, so don't lift off there. If it's stuck on there, pry it off with a pry bar or something like that. This should only be just to kind of have something to hold on to a little bit so you don't drop it. But that's it pretty much. Keep watching. After you remove these 8mm bolts, there's 4 of them, you can then have access to remove that, like so. Then you have access to it. Right there. Sorry about the shaky camera. There's no way that I can do this with 2 hands. Sorry, bolt wasn't completely threaded out. There we go. And there she goes. Pull the bolts out. Sorry, you can't really see. Pull the bolts out. 1, 2. You'll leave the other 2 in, just don't drop them. There you go. That is the inside of the engine. This is the horrible valve cover gasket. Gotta clean that up for the customer. This is the new gasket. This is the old one. I've looked for any defects on it. I didn't really see anything, so it's a little confusing why it's leaking, but it's probably just like the seal on this side is gone, or it has even like a hairline crack in it or anything like that. Tough to say, but that's the new gasket on there. And then I'm gonna clean up all around here, all this gunk and everything down here specifically, because this is where he was leaking from. So I'm gonna clean that all up and make it all nice and clean. See how clean it is all now. So it's important that you clean up it completely, okay? Because don't half-ass this, because you're just gonna end up having to redo it again. So clean it all up nice and clean. This is definitely not one of my better videos, just because I'm rushing, because I got another vehicle that I got to get done and it's getting very late. But yeah, once you've got your valve cover back on, you put your plate back on, your distribution plate, reattach your plug back in there, put the blue wire in there so it stays in there, push all the coils 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one hidden under here, there. Tighten down these bolts, they're 10 mil. And that pretty much does it for your valve cover. There is a little bit of a gap there. It is because of that new gasket. So just make sure you're snug, but don't tighten it too hard where you break your bolts, because then you're in a whole nother pickle. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching. And then don't forget, obviously, put your engine cover back on, but that's how you do it. Thanks.